Hello, and welcome to Friday, right? I hope it's been a great week for everybody. It's been a great week on this side. Yeah, a great week after 5 weeks, 6 weeks almost, yeah, away, 5, 6 weeks away. Yeah, we left July 4th for Greece. We're there for about 3.5 weeks, came back for a couple of days, swapped out bags, went back to the East Coast, to Cape Cod for some rest, relaxation, and some work functions and whatnot. And I enjoyed every minute of it. I had the greatest time and saw that my priorities, my focus was shifting. And that was okay. Getting to the place where I realized it was okay was a bit of a struggle for a couple of days. And over the course of my years, I've come to understand that's a little bit of who I am. I don't necessarily have that traditional vacation / work mode or one or the other. It's a little bit of both all the time. So going on vacation or going away on a holiday, the first couple of days, I'm usually thrown into like, what am I doing? What's going on? Like disorientation, in a good way. And then I kind of settle into it. I relax, I unwind. I still play in a little bit of both worlds, but it switches from one to the other in the majority stake. So that being said, while I was away last week, I was beginning to crave jumping back into not necessarily the work mindset, but the goal mindset around, quite frankly, my fitness, my running. You guys know Run with Ryan. That's who I am. I run every day. I try to. Because for many reasons of which you've heard before. But being away on vacation in Greece and then Cape Cod, I didn't focus on it so much. Yeah, I went to the gym to lift some weights and whatnot, but running pretty much took a back seat. And at first I was annoyed. At first I was like, just get out and do something. And so for a couple of days I did. But then I came around to saying, it's okay. It's okay that I rest. It's okay that my body takes a moment. It's okay that we regroup. It's okay to focus on where I am. So yeah, that's a very important part of the balance of our lives. Like I said, last week I started to crave moving forward back into the fitness goals. And once I came back this past Sunday, coming up on a week now, I realized I had a lot of emotions built up around jumping back into running. Excitement, but also not really anxiety about it, but self-doubt of, I really just want to jump back in and be exactly where I was. And so I tried. And I actually did. My first run back, I had a great 8 miles on the treadmill, clipping along, going fast and feeling good. But when I finished it, I don't think my body knew what had happened. It had been a while. And so I started thinking these self-doubt things of, oh man, I just want to be back to where I was. And so I decided that that's going to be the focus of this video, this chat today. Overcoming those thoughts of self-doubt and a couple ways that we can try to work beyond it. So this is what I have found that works for me. I made a couple little notes. So if you see me kind of doing that, that's why. First and foremost, I think it is paramount that we just be easy on ourselves. We are our own worst critics, right? Right. So if we be a little easy on ourselves, and we acknowledge where we are in the moment, that's a good place to start from. It's okay. It's okay that we're here. Everything in my life led me to here. But here can change. And that's great. That's opportunity. That's exciting. Knowing that leads us to take one small step. It's that action. It's the action of moving into a goal, moving into something new, moving into not that doubt, actually taking a step out of the doubt. And what's that saying about fearless? Courage is seeing fear, but moving in anyway, doing it anyway. And that's kind of how I'm seeing this around doubt. I have some doubt around this. I'm doubting myself. I'm doubting the possibility, but I'm going to take a step into it because I truly believe at the end of it, at the end of my goal, what I want the outcome to be, that's reachable. Absolutely. So take one small step and start the action. Start the process. Just try it. That being said, remember where we came from. Part of the reason I was having this, well, still am a little bit because I'm still going through it. Part of the reason I've been having the self-doubt is because I remember where I came from. I know what it feels like, what I felt like to feel at my peak. But what I'm not giving enough credit to is I didn't reach that peak out of nowhere. I started with 10 minutes on a treadmill in my running case, in my running example, and built up day by day by day. A day off, and then back to a day. So remember where we came from. That being said, am I saying that being said a lot? I think I am. And I want to just make sure that I've got the chat pulled up here too. Okay, I do. That being said, I don't want us to focus too much on the past, because while I'm saying I was at my peak, who knows if that was at my peak? Why? Maybe I can move forward and have a new peak. So it's more important to look to where we're going. Focus on the steps that get us to the next peak. We're gonna have to climb that hill, but that's what makes the peak feel that much more great. So focus on where we're going while taking stock of where we are in the present. But again, don't focus too much on the present, because the present shifts into the forward, into the future. The present is always changing. I'm trying to think of Alan Watts. There's this great lecture he gave, and he spoke about it many times. But there's a video. I'll have to find it, and I'll drop it in the description of this video. There's a really great speech that he gave where he talks about the present is gone. We've already moved. See, it's gone again. And it just keeps moving. So focus on the future. Because if we only look at what is now, that's how we're going to stay. So create that movement in our lives. Overcome that self-doubt by taking actionable steps, small steps that are leading to the bigger peak. It's about that balance, right? Moving forward. Moving forward and celebrating that movement forward. Let me check my notes right here. And all of that being in the back of our minds, just realize that the stories we tell ourselves have the greatest importance really more than anything. There's a saying in the ultra distance running world that an ultra is 20%, I think it's 20% physical body, 80% mental agility. And it really is. It's being mindful of our thinking, constantly self-coaching ourselves, constantly telling ourselves positive stories, understanding that those positive stories are not always going to be easy to tell ourselves. That's okay. Understand that, yes, I might be feeling crappy right now, but it's going to get better. I'm going to feel better in a minute. I'm going to do this thing. I'm going to take another step, and we're going to move on, and things are going to click. It's having that hope, having that faith. It's the stories that we say inside. And while it's important to find inspiration from the world around us, from books, from movies, from friends, from other leaders in our area, it's more important not to compare ourselves to them. I mean, that's one of the first things I know I learned in, I don't even know if it was kindergarten or preschool, but as a young kid. But it's one of the things I always have to remind myself of. This is my journey. This is my journey, not their journey. I'm not on their journey. You know what? Good for them. And I truly mean that, because it's important that we celebrate what everybody else is doing. But what am I doing? What can I celebrate about myself? And that's another important thing, another important goal, actionable goal, in overcoming these self-doubt threads inside us of what can I celebrate about myself? What achievements am I making along this way? What was I doubtful that I could do or how I could feel? And now how am I feeling? Now how am I doing? Now how am I running? What's happening in my world? So find things to celebrate. And I'm a big proponent of writing them down. You guys know that on my Instagram stories, many times after a run, I'll take a picture of my watch or the treadmill or whatever. And that's my way of celebrating. It's important enough that I'm going to post it. That's a celebration. And yeah, I hope that, it inspires some of you guys or some other people to get out and go beyond what they think they can do. It's an important part of forming that community, but more really it's me telling myself this is important. And holy crap, yes, we just did this again. We move forward. It's one step towards moving beyond. So yeah, find things to celebrate. Really lean into the emotion, the feeling of it. Because at the end of the day, that's the emotion emotion is what drives us. Yeah, maybe feeling better about our body, maybe losing weight, whatever it is, but it's at the end of the day, maybe it's getting a new car, maybe it's getting a new job. It's always the emotion that keeps us going. Finding validation, spending time with those that hold us accountable. So, yeah, this week I started internally with a bit of I want to do 8 miles a day for every day, just to get myself in check. The first day I did 8 miles. The second day I did 8 miles, but a half a mile was walking, which is totally fine. We got there. Then I did 6 miles, and then I did 4 miles, and I knew, I felt my body wasn't recovering as fast as it had in the past. And it was only yesterday where I wasn't going to do anything in terms of physical workout. But I went up to the gym, I walked up there, and then when I was walking the doors, I said, you know what, I'm just going to lift. Went to the locker room, had my running shoes with me, I swapped out my shoes, and I realized, I just swapped it into my running shoes. Okay, let's do 4 miles. So it's still finding something that I'm moving forward into what originally was the doubt to, well, I'm gonna figure this out. So it's being easy, understanding where we are, but also knowing that I want to move forward and finding ways to move forward. So all of that being said, it really is all about the action. It's about holding ourselves accountable to ourselves, having a couple trusted friends that we can hold ourselves accountable with. And that's another whole topic for another whole chat of, accountability. Accountability. We'll get there, both with that video and with me being able to say that word, accountability. So yeah, that's a couple of the thoughts I had on overcoming self-doubt. It's always a process. You know, at times we're feeling more confident than others. And that's okay. That's okay. So I want to remind you guys that Kevin McDermott, famed photographer, and I have a new book on pre-order right now, where I will also put that link in the description. Yes, it's a bit of pictures of me out and about Southern California in some of my favorite locations. Not wearing this, although I really do like this sweater. It's one of my favorites. Not wearing anything, in fact. Just nudity and landscapes. I think they're really stunning, really beautiful, artistic, tasteful pictures. And then I also started a new partnership with Amazon recently. I'm actually really excited about it. So they reached out to me and are interested in what I have to say about health, wellness, travel, style, everything that you guys have come to expect. So I've started up a Amazon storefront with them. And you can shop my pictures and shop my recommendations and let me know what you guys think. So as always, thank you for being here. It is you guys that keep this going. I appreciate each and every one of you from the bottom of my heart. It's been a journey, and we're still growing on this side constantly. Next week, I'll have a couple more things to say on that front. But until then, please remember, always reach out, drop me an email, hit me up on Instagram, wherever. And we'll talk soon. All right. Thank you. Have a great weekend.